Hi, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your spirit message reading for you for being overwhelmed, overstressed, and having obstacles to overcome, which I feel is so prevalent in our world right now. But just know that this reading is for whenever you need it, whenever you find it, is the exact moment Spirit wanted it to be for you to hear it, for it to be in your life. So let's see what the cards have to say. Oh, and if this reading resonates with you, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me out tremendously. It gets this channel seen by the YouTube algorithm. So thank you so very much for doing so. So let's see here what the tarot has to say. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. And spirit guides. Ooh, okay. That's chatty of spirit. Okay, so let's see here. We are crowned by the Queen of Swords. I love the Queen of Swords. A lot of people don't. If you've been learning the tarot or see what certain decks, like sometimes the Queen of Swords, not the nicest, described, not the nicest talked about. In the King Arthur deck, she's represented by Morgan, and the King of Swords is represented by Mordred, right? The villains of the story. And I think that's unjust because the Queen of Swords is, yes, the most masculine of the queens, but that doesn't make her bad. The Queen of Swords is the one who says, hey, listen, this is what I've learned. This is what I've been training for my whole entire life. The sword is the only weapon in the whole entire tarot. And in medieval times, it was mainly used by nobility. Yes, there were certain specific situations where it wasn't, but the only people who were allowed to hold the sword, the majority of the time, were nobles. You had to be somebody of power and prowess to hold a sword. And so the Queen of Swords knows her worth. She knows what she desires. She cuts through doubts, fears, negativities, hurts, pains, disappointments, and says, this is where I stand. And she knows that her life is being forged. That part of it is fate, but part of it is what she was born to do. And there's a power to you that's coming forward, Capricorn, that is astounding. This is also air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. If you have this energy in your chart, if you're born on the cusp with Aquarius, this comes through very powerfully. If you have air sign energy in your life, this also comes through very powerfully during this time. We then have the Seven of Swords reversed. We're releasing a lot of lies. Lies, deceptions, hurts, pains, disappointments, things that have cut us to the quick. And we've been saying, well, it has to be true, right? Somebody said it, or it has to be true. I have to learn from this. I have to grow from this. Sometimes people just say really cruddy things because their mouth runs and they're being mean and they're being hurtful in the moment and you can't take it back. And sometimes people say really cruddy things and they don't even realize it. And I'm not sure which one is worse. So here with the Seven of Swords, we're releasing lies. We're releasing lies that others have told us. We're releasing lies that we have told ourselves. And we're saying no more. It brings us then to the Five of Swords. One of the reasons why we have these obstacles to overcome, why we're feeling overwhelmed and overstressed, is that we're in a situation we were in before when we felt small, where we felt like, oh, I can't do this. Oh, no. But here's the thing. You're not the same person that you were. And yet, going through this, it's very interesting that we're all in our mind right now and in our voice. Going through this with the Five of Swords, we're forgetting that we're not the same person. And it's like, well, it has to follow this pattern. That's the pattern it followed before. And Spirit's like, yeah, but you're not the same person. And then the Queen of Cups comes into play. It's so funny because you have the most masculine of the queens, and then you have the most feminine of the queens. And the Queen of Cups is water sign energy, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer, right? But it's love. It is, I'm embracing my sacred feminine energy, right? With the Queen of Swords, with my knowledge, with my power, with my determination, with my focus, but also with my heart and my compassion and my empathy. My head and my heart are talking to each other, and know that the heart talks more to the head than the head talks to the heart. And we're going to see ourselves moving forward in compassion, in love, in greater understanding, in a sense of, oh, this is me. Oh, this is what I need. Like, oh. We then have the Knight of Wands, fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Again, if we have fire sign energy in our chart, if we're born on the cusp of Sagittarius, this comes through very powerfully. But this is also, I'm not sitting on my keister. I'm going after what I want. Be mindful of your temper. Whenever the wands come up, even though this isn't reverse, our temper can come through very, very powerfully. We can be very forceful with things and not realize it. So others might react very strongly to us, and we're like, what's going on? There's a fire, there's a passion to us that people are picking up on, and it can be just a bit. So just be aware of this during this time. But our tenacity is guiding us. Our fire is guiding us. There's a real sense of like, this is what I want, this is what I'm going after, this is what I'm doing, and stop, drop mic. Now it's time to leave. So just being aware that also one of the reasons that we're being overwhelmed is that we are so passionate, we are so fiery, we are so determined, and we don't like any weakness that we see in ourselves. We find it a little bit repugnant during this time. It's like, oh no, I don't like that. I'm withdrawing from my own doubt and fear and making it so that I have to face these things, making it so I just have to, go after it and get over it. And we have to show ourselves some compassion. We have to kind of like slow it down just a little bit. The emperor is reversed. Yeah. The emperor is an overbearing father, right? We could have had an overbearing father in our life, and that energy we're always either running away from or rebelling against can be there, or trying to please. So that can be part of the situation. This is Aries energy, time frame of March 21st to April 19th. We could find that this was a very trying, very, overwhelming time for us as well. But this is determined, this is focused, this is, I'm going after this and nothing is going to stop me. And like, I don't care what I have to burn in my wake in order to get there. That's it. I know what I want. And Spirit is saying here, hey, listen, slow it down a little bit. We sometimes need to slow it down and connect. And if we don't slow it down and connect, we can lay waste to a lot of things, but we'll have to deal with the consequence of it later. So just be aware of this. We can be so determined. We can be so fiery. This is a bad temper coming through. This is a bit of a tyrant energy coming through. So just be mindful about that. That we can have the bit of the tyrant in us that's like, oh, I need to shine. Like this is my time to shine. And yet we do have the more compassionate, loving energy of the queens coming through, and it's like, hey, calm it down. The moon comes into play. The moon is Pisces energy, right? Cancer is also ruled by the moon in astrology, so you can be aware of that as well. But the moon is represents Pisces in the major arcana. This is seeing our fears. This is looking at what we desire. This is knowing that luck is on our side. There's something about fate and luck and beauty coming forward, of being able to see through the dark, but also to have a gentle illumination on the way I want to move forward, of what I'm going after, of what's important to me, that guides us, that leads us, and looking at our fear. And part of the way that we can be handling fear is through anger and frustration and determination, and like just charge forward. So just be mindful about that during this time. We have the star. I love you have the moon and the star. It'd be very, very cool if you also have the sun here. But the star is our soul's wish. It's a gentle wish that moves us forward. It's our soul's wish that guides us. We're going to be seeing here with the star a real sense of letting our voice move forward, of setting ourselves free, of going after what we desire. There's a sense of like, oh, but this is me. Now, the star and the moon always come with the warning of delusion, so just be mindful about that. They're both in the upright position, but this can be a time where our dreams of how we want things are so much more real than what we're able to create right now. And we will not be satisfied, will not feel satisfied with anything but our dreams moving us forward, with anything but the dreams coming true. And Spirit's like, hey, calm down. Like, calm down. You need to have the fingerprints. It's not going to be perfect. It moves us then to, oh, that's funny. Okay, the strength card. Now, you know how I said the sun? Well, the strength card represents Leo. Leo is ruled by the sun. So that's very funny right here. And this is strength reverse. This is might equals right. Fire sign energy. Again, Leo coming through. Be very mindful. Might does not always equal right. It usually doesn't equal right. Sometimes the strongest of people, the strongest people I've ever known in my life, it's my great grandma, my grandma, and my mom. And they are not people who could bench press, 18 million pounds or, run 60 zillion miles. They, especially my great grandma, because she was in her 90s when I knew her. there was a strength to her of like, you cannot believe what I have lived through. Like you haven't seen what I have seen. And that was true, I haven't. And the greatest strength is strength of the soul. And we forget that in our world, where we honor the physical, where we say stay young forever, where we say it has to be just like this. Mm-mm. There's strength. There's strength in growing old, right? It's a privilege. There's a strength in knowing that you're not good at everything. There's a strength in so many of the things that we would think failure, weakness, like, move on, come on, that's lame. But there's a strength in it. There's a strength in falling down and getting back up. Be aware of that. Then we have the Hierophant, reverse, Taurus energy. We want to fit in. Capricorn, we want to fit in. Taurus energy. This is the Hierophant. The Hierophant is the Pope in the major arcana. And in medieval times, yes, it can be argued that he couldn't tell kings what to do unless they wanted to. But when all the kings of Europe were sitting there and squabbling with each other, and he's like, hey, if you all kill each other, who the heck's going to pay my taxes? Why don't we have a crusade? And people went, oh, that's a great idea. Go kill somebody else, right? He told kings what to do. The Pope, the schism from the church, right? With Henry VIII was he wanted a divorce. Catherine of Aragon, what was her brother was the Pope, or like she was connected to the Pope somehow, and her brother was the emperor of Constantinople or something like that. I don't remember exactly, but her family was really powerful, and the Pope was like, no, you can't do that. And so he went about it a roundabout way. The Pope had power. When it's reverse, it's you have to do things exactly the way I want you to do things. That's the Pope energy. That's the Emperor energy. Nero played the fiddle as Rome burnt. Whether it was great PR of, people who hated him, or whether it was the truth that he set Rome on fire so he could build a bigger empire, like, palace for himself. Who knows? But here, there's this sense of, I wanted my way. And come hell or high water, I'm going to force it to be my way because strength is going to win out of everything else. That's part of the corruption here, right? That's part of the overwhelmed. That's part of the overstress. That's part of the obstacles to overcome. Whether this is, I've been beaten down enough times with the Five of Swords reversed, I'm not being beaten down anymore. Or whether it is a sense of others saying you have to conform to the way that I want you to be. If we have these people in our life, this is toxic. This is toxic, and we have to be aware of this. If this is us, this is still toxic, and we have to be aware of this. Okay? This is like negative masculine energy. We do have the sacred feminine energy coming forward, but this is negative sacred masculine energy, where it's like worship it because it has all the power, and I'm afraid of it. So just be mindful about this. I'm not saying anything against masculine energy or feminine energy. It's just what's coming up in these cards. And we need to have that beautiful balance of the sacred masculine and the sacred feminine, because we can't exist without the two of them. And that is very important here to see. Very important, Capricorn. Okay. So if you're interested in entering to win a free reading, put a ring cloud in the comment box below. A person will be chosen at random and announced on Sunday. So hit the bell notifications so you can be notified when that reading comes up. Well, when that announcement comes up, which will be in a completely separate video. So let's see what the tarot has to say. Angels and spirit guides show me clearly. Oh, chatty. Spirit is so chatty for you, Capricorn. So we rejoice, focus in the light. So rejoice and focus in the light. This is going to be a time to let in the blessings, to focus on what it is that you truly want and love with a purity of intention, and let the light shine. Let the light come in. It moves us then to our spirit message, energy, angels, and spirit guides show me clearly. This is grounding reverse. We feel untethered for one reason or another. This is the Earth Star chakra located 6 inches below our feet. We feel untethered, and we're not feeding our soul correctly, right? We're not nurturing ourselves the way that we need to. this was reversed. There we go. And then our energy to be mindful of, angels and spirit guides, show me clearly, guide this reading, and show me clearly. Okay. Again, spirit is chatty. The King of Swords comes into play. This is might equals right, right? This is, I'm going to, this is bullying energy. This is cutting to the quick. This is, I'll say what I need to say. The Prince of Cups, emotional manipulation, as well as the Princess of Cups. Like, this can be being very childish about things, childish energy. This can also not being able to listen to our inner child about what we love, because we're sitting here saying, well, I have to conquer. It doesn't matter, right? Rome is going to march. Like, it doesn't matter what you think or what you say or how you feel. It's going to happen anyway. So just be mindful about this during this time, because there's really big bullying energy here that we just do not need, and we need to be aware of it. And there is a sense of like, why would people say mean things if it wasn't true? If I didn't need to know it? Because sometimes people run their mouth, and that's just what they do. So just be mindful about this, Capricorn. Queen of Swords, cutting through negative energy. We can have a soulmate connection with somebody. Okay. Right now, toxic. Be aware of this. They might be going through something. You might be going through something. Somebody's toxic here. All right. Where it's toxic. And you have to be mindful before you speak, because here's the thing. You can say you're sorry, but it can never be unheard. So be aware of this. Be aware of this during this time with other people too, right? If we have children, if we are talking to people, mentoring people, connecting with people, having people know, we can say it, but it can never be unheard. That's important. So just be aware of this with the Queen of Swords. Like with the King of Swords reversed, be aware of this. But the Queen of Swords, it's like, I know this. This is power. This is tenacity. This is insight. This is a sense of, this is what I'm going after. And this is what I've worked hard for. We're releasing lies. We need to understand that we're not the same person that we once were. When things went awry and astray, we're going to be in situations, and it's going to be about somebody wanting to usurp power over us, or us wanting to usurp power, because it might equals right, right? There's that energy coming forward, and it's like, no, it doesn't. The Queen of Cups is move forward in love and healing. Be passionate. Let that passion guide you, but be mindful of your temper. Our fire comes through so powerfully, so beautifully, but it can consume us during this time. Look at your dreams. Look at your fears. Look at what it is that you want. And know that Spirit is hearing your soul's wish. Not what we cross our fingers about, what we want to achieve within our soul and for ourselves. Our greatest strength is through kindness, is through compassion. Will people try to manipulate that? Absolutely. With the Hierophant, you don't need to fit in. You don't need to be this certain way. Find what makes you shine. What brings joy into your life. Whether that's a hobby, whether that's a job, whether it's neither, and it's what you're working to build, whether it's a family, whether it's quiet time, whether it's animals, find what makes your heart sing and makes you shine, and embrace it. You don't have to be like everybody else. Break the mold and be fully and beautifully you. Our subconscious spirit message is energy. This time is filled with so much energy. It is filled with so much energy. Embrace what you need. Go after what you desire. Let the energy shine. But again, be very mindful of the all-consuming might equals right. Our subconscious spirit message, chakra message is communication. This is the throat chakra. This is being able to communicate. This is being psychic. This is picking up on energy and really utilizing it to the best of your ability. There's a comfort to you when you embrace fully listening, but fully connecting in a conversation. It moves us then to the Six of Pentacles. Be mindful of the Six of Pentacles. The Six of Pentacles is things out of balance, especially financially or what you value as much as money. And feeling like a child, feeling like I need to have my hand out, please may I have some more, sir, type of energy here. So just be aware of that. And it brings us then to Justice reversed. This is Libra energy, time frame, September 23rd to October 22nd. Did I say the Taurus time frame, which is April 20th to May 20th, which is, right now, if you're listening to this reading when it comes up, it's in, it's at the end of Aries time frame, beginning of Taurus time frame. So, and if you're listening, if this reading finds you, later on, then, it doesn't matter what time frame, right? It was shot in. Here, Justice, Libra energy, September 23rd to October 22nd. But this is also the fact that, things in life just aren't just. And just be aware of that. We can know it, everything's not fair, everybody can't be a winner type of thing. We can know it. But when we experience it, and the Six of Pentacles is my minor arcana justice card, balance card. There are certain things in life right now that are out of balance. We need to be in balance with ourselves. We need to find the harmony within us. There needs to be justice, right? But everything that happens in life and what we go through, it isn't going to be just and it isn't going to be fair. And knowing that everything doesn't have to have a reason. Sometimes things just stink, and that's just it. So being aware of that and accepting that, embracing it, and saying, okay, sometimes things just stink, but I'm not being held back, that is going to set us free. All right, Capricorn. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power, intensity, and beauty of this time and of ourselves. And please note that this meditation and healing will be accompanied by a loud sound. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony. Capricorn, may blessings and prosperity always be with you. I love you all. God bless. Bye.